This lesson is going to focus on a formula to use in Excel that all stems around this simple word if. And think about the word if. It's a pretty powerful word. And if you use it in life, it helps you make a decision, so to speak. So as I sit and look out the window, if it's raining outside, I'll take an umbrella or a coat. And vice versa. If it's not, then I won't need to do that. You can apply the word if to a ton of different situations. If I'm hungry, then I'll get something to eat. If I'm not hungry, then I won't. So that's what we're going to take a look at. When you write Excel formulas for if, it's a pretty simple principle. Here's how it goes. Starts off with equal sign, as most formulas do, and then we type in if, and then we need to include everything in parentheses. Here's the three main parts of this. First, we type in what is it that we're trying to test. Like, is it raining outside? If we put it in a real world context, is it raining? And then a comma. The next thing we put after that comma is what do we want Excel to write if it is raining outside? Bring an umbrella. Put another comma. And then we want to put, well, what's it going to say if it's not true? So this is what to print if it's false. So if it's not raining outside, this would say something like, you don't need an umbrella. So keep in mind this simple context formula, so to speak. If, what are you testing, comma, print this if it's true, comma, print this if it's false. All right, so let's go deal with some practice examples. So go ahead and open up a blank Excel, and we're going to call this one Triangles Excel. I know this has nothing to do with triangles right now, but what we're going to do is eventually delete this and put in what we do want. So here's the way this is going to go. Setup, I want to be able to put a number here, and I want this box to say yes or no, it's less than 5. I know this is simple, but let's practice. So I'm going to put my if formula here so that it reads this number and makes the decision. Okay, so I'm going to click on this box, and I'm going to start with equals if parenthesis. Now you'll see here it'll say logical test. So this is my actual math test. Well, what am I checking? I want to see if this number is less than 5. So I can either type in A2 or click to get A2 to show up. I'm going to do less than. I want to see if A2 is less than 5. That's my simple test. Comma. What do I want it to print out if it is less than 5? So I want it to say the word yes. Now, a little bit of background coding knowledge. If I'm going to have words show up, because it's a string, it's a string of letters, I'm going to put it inside double quotes. So double quotation mark, the word you want to show up, and another double quotation mark. So that phrase right there is what's going to show up if it's a true statement, comma. What do I want it to say if it's a false statement? If it's not less than 5, I'm going to have it say no. Double quotes, no, double quotes. Keep in mind when I need to finish this, I need a double parenthesis. So you can pause it here if you need to see this. I'm going to hit enter. And right now it's registering as 0, so it says yes. So I'm going to change this. 1, still yes. 2, yes. 3, yes. 4, yes. What's going to happen when I put 5 in? Remember what my test was, less than 5. Put a 5 in, no. 5 is not less than 5. 6, no. 7, no. 8, no. 2 with a whole bunch of zeros, no, not. Okay. -9, yes. So like it handles negatives. -459, yes. So just a very short lesson on how to do if statements. Okay, let's go down here. I want a test to see if I can put in two numbers, multiply them, and get a product. Yeah, that's multiply. That's more than 100. So I can do operations in my test. So let's start here, equals. If, who knows what goes next? That's right, parenthesis. If these two things multiplied, so I'm going to take that, shift 8 is multiply, times that. I want to make sure, I'm sorry, more than 100. So I'm going to do the greater than sign 100. So that's my math statement that I'm trying to test. Is those two numbers multiplied bigger than 100? Same idea. I'm going to go yes if it's true. So I have to write my true response first. Double quotes yes, comma, double quotes no. And I could, look, you can put in whatever you want. So let's do no, dot, dot, dot. That's silly. So you can see that these two are blank right now. So let's do 2 times 5. Nope, that's silly. Let's go 20 times 5. Sorry, 20 times 5. No, that's 100. Let's go 21 times 5. Yes, that's true. Okay, 21 times 2. No, that's silly. 21 times 8. Yes. Okay. So this lesson is to do nothing more than for you to be able to write if statements. If a math test is true, this is what it'll write. If it's false, it'll automatically default to this. So here's your job. Set this up, number 1, number 2, number 3, 3 numbers, and I want the sum less than 289. So that's your job, to be able to have this up and functioning, and then test it to see if it works. Okay? So that's your introduction to if statements. They are pretty simple. It's a 3-part setup. Part 1, what is the test? Part 2, here's what it's going to say if it's true. Here's what it's going to say if it's false. Now, I will say there's a lot more you can have Excel do with it once it knows it's true and false. But for now, this is what we're doing, is just having it say something simple. All right. So do this one, number 1, number 2, number 3, get 3 numbers and have it say yes or no that the sum is addition of the 3 numbers is less than 289. All right, good luck.